All right, good morning. Welcome to another session of market analysis. Without wasting much time today, yesterday we had this for DXY, and then we can see to buy now immediately from that level, even though it was not a strong buy because we are still looking at a possibility that market could come down here. That's why we had the stop loss this wide below this level. But market has bounced from that particular point we envisaged, and we are waiting for a breakout to for this from this level to you know to strengthen or give us more confidence that dollar is now very strong and we can just keep buying dollar. And also you would see other assets as well like EUUSD would have also seen some little bit of strength in the dollar. We'll be checking that now. I'll post this as an update right now for dollar. Then we'll be looking at Euro USD first. So this is Euro USD update so far from the point where we decide to say okay, let's wait, let's see what will happen. So this is Euro USD update so far. We'll post this as the update. USD running how many pips? Maybe 30 pips or thereabout. Okay, this is just about 47 pips. USD running 47 pips in profit. USD running profit 47 pips. Um, what do we do from here today? Do we just join this already selling or are we waiting for? So what I would advise that we do is to look at what we usually look at. Normal, we already said from before in the past that Euro USD is you know it's is bearish. There's a form of pullback here, but this pullback might make meaning when we go to the daily time frame. This one now you see is just, should I say, just market noise. It's not a pullback. This is the last impulse candle. We have a sweep over it just once. That's just the retracement of pullback. But let's go to the daily. So from the daily, we might see clearer that you know this is a pullback and this is a kind of this is now a breaker, right? This is a breaker. So if you look at what happened there, market made a move from here down to this point. This was the last impulse candle, a pullback and a sweep and another sweep again. And market did what? Market created uh, a failure. Yeah, this you regard this as market trying to continue the move downward, but it failed. Yeah, you also want to see a lower low, another lower low of this, and the market taking this. So because there is a lower low before this one, this is now a breaker. You can't say this is a mitigation block. So this is a breaker because it is coming from a lower low. So you have this lower low. However, if you check the swing between this place to this place, please kindly mute as you are joining the moment. Or if you check the swing between here to this point, the market has not broken that low yet. So we'll just say market failed. Market failed. So this looks like a mitigation already, but this is now a breaker. And then if you look when market bounced up it was able to reverse from the breaker. You can see that market reverse from the breaker. Now the breaker candle that we are taking most important is the last bullish candle that was there. So this is a bullish breaker, and then market bounced up from there into this level. So back into this other block here, where we are expecting for price to see some form of retracement down to where market has this fair value gap possibly, because this breaker now has now been mitigated. Now we have another block from here, and we expect the market will at least get here to get our TP1. Then we will now consider if we'll be targeting TP2 or not. So that is what we have for market. So we will still be looking for a sell opportunity to the downside, and it's still on. It's still on. So I think we can join from here and have our stop loss above here. This whole, I believe this whole candle might be erased. This whole candle might be erased. But what if it gets defended there and sweeps liquidity above here? But this was the best catch anyway. Any other entry should maybe wait for a re-entry. Let me say short position. We can wait for a re-entry. Because I said yesterday, yesterday was Monday. That was where you catch the major entry. Then the move would be today. So any people can wait for re-entry in case price comes back and sweeps this high. But entering from here now will be more like too late. So this is Euro USD still on sell limit. Euro USD, that is if price comes back. Sell is currently ongoing, still going. Maybe, maybe a re-entry for sell limits will be at that side. That is one. GU would also be doing the same thing. So for GU, we already said GU is strong and it's been bullish. You can see that GU has been bullish with market breaking, um, market break making breaks to the upside. So currently, market is very close to the high. So until market comes and sweep this level here, I will not be selling GU. So even if at all I want to sell GU, I want to see market come above this level here, then before I will sell. But I think there is a failure. There's a kind of rejection here already. But if you check this whole trend, market is still bullish. Oh, our market is bullish on all time frame, 4 hour, and the like. So finding our I think finding this is the low. Finding a sell opportunity, a buy opportunity from here will not be a bad one from this level here. So market can come sweep this low here to engage the other block that we have here. So this is my take for GU. For GU now, GU is still running profits, but the market is just consolidating. GU updates, GU running profits. So this is my take for GU. And then for gold now, well, I think gold has gotten to the point where this is a daily order block, right? I don't expect this to go very far, you understand, but maybe cover at least get to this level here. Not go very far, I mean like break this below and come down here. Mm. Because why? Market for me has now changed, has changed character now, it has changed structure. So I have to really be careful because once market change character, every every low, every fair value gap, every mitigation block it comes in contact with is a strong sign of support. Or let's say if it's going up, is a strong sign of resistance. So here we are looking at support levels, and one of the major support levels is around here. I know these ones will push minor support levels around here. Market trying to break this. If market is able to break this um, gap right down without it reacting to become an inverse fair value gap, and that is where we'll be looking to take our um, second entry. The first entry was from here already, for people that joined, taking at the 15 minutes fair value gap, which is this candle today. So we can wait for, you know, this level to either bounce price back up here. So, and I'll be looking at taking an entry from this fair value gap. So you see, as market is coming down, it is forming fair value gaps, and also it is also um, forming inverse fair value gap. So this level here will be a place to take another entry to the downside. So gold is going to be bearish today. We are looking at the bearish code today. So on the 2 hour time frame, since 2 hours is about to fulfill itself, I want to see an entry sell limit at around here, down into this level. So if you have missed this entry before, maybe you are not there when market gave a confirmation, this classic fair value gap here, because this one has been on since I can't remember when we did this. I think since last week. The market is going to get to the daily time frame of that block. So now market is currently there and it's showing us some form of you know pullback. So this pullback is what we are currently trying to trade because if you whether you like it or not, market is already bullish, right? On the daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, everywhere market is bullish. So we are looking for a bearish sign for us to sell. You understand? We are just trying to take advantage of overbought session. We say market has been buying, 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 buying on gold. But ideally, we should be looking for a sell opportunity around this level. But because it may take time, that we may end up not, if you are looking for an opportunity to buy from here rather, right? To buy from here, we may end up not taking any trade. It might be all that might happen all throughout this week, right? Look at the last weekly candlestick. So the other one may just do a doji before you to now see before you now see price start coming down. So you may not take any trade. So in order for us to make the most of it, price has already gone about 500 pips when I checked it from the entry from this confirmation entry. This is about 600 pips now. So we are looking at taking another entry from here that has a buy from here into that level. So we'll be looking at a buy position from here. If market breaks above this steady base here, so market is already forming some form of, there's a struggle between buyers and sellers, and weakening of sellers, buyers trying to come in, sellers coming back again. So if you look very well here, there's a doji indecision, a doji, a doji, a doji, and again, buyers are bullish, but it's still not breaking below this level. So and you know why that is happening? Because there's a strong support there, which is this 4 hour fair value gap. So this may close at the end of the day, may close a doji. And I see price go back into that level. So I've checked on all time frame. Market is actually bullish. So let's look for an opportunity to buy. We are not on the wrong note if we are looking for an opportunity to buy. But when price comes here again, price will be hitting a resistance. And the resistance, which means that price will be coming down into this other block here and the fair value gap here, which aligns and to help us push price back down. So I think we are just trying to trace consolidation of like first level, second level, and then third level before markets probably shoot back up again. But I believe the third level is going to end at this side here. Yeah, the third level of consolidation. So we are going to be trading consolidation now. After rally, the next thing is consolidation. That's how market moves. Market is either trending or consolidating. So now we are trading consolidation. Let's wait for price to. So let's wait for price to give us a sign. How do we know when we are going to buy from here? We are not going to jump in now, right? Go to the smaller time frame. This is 15 minutes. We are looking at the 4 hour. We are looking at the fair value gap that will help us take price. So go to the 15 minutes. We look for a nested fair value gap. That's one. Or we can look for market breaking above this level. once market is able to break above a bullish, trend side or anything at all these other ones we are seeing here is not so this is a doji. If we had a bullish engulfing of this doji, we would have entered the so we need a confirmation, we need something, or you can go to even the more smaller time frame, like, and look for a market structure shift. So until that one happen, there is no need for us to enter. So that's how we look for confirmation for gold. So if you go to the 1 hour, you want to use maybe your Fibonacci to just get your discount, so where price is most likely going to increase to. You are seeing it here. This is 618. But if you look very well, right, you will see that price make this low and high, a lower low, yeah, and a break of shock. So price has broken this level, and when price broke this level, this now becomes like a breaker. hmm? And this breaker should have bounced price back, but it didn't. Price had to drop down to this other low. I think why all this is happening is because when this candle we are looking at it, this is just one man candle reasonably. Then if it's not funny candle, and everything is happening internally of this candle. It's not something that we have an eye. So all this low you are seeing did not even go below this low. So you might not regard this as a very strong low. It means that price can come and sweep this low that we have here even before going back up. That's why we are trying to careful. So we want to be reactive and not predictive. We just don't say, oh, price will reverse from here. We want to see price actually react to this level, then we will now join once we see a confirmation. So um but if you want to leave this candle aside, you don't want to pay attention to it. If you look very well, let's say we are leaving that aside, this is a lower low, a market structure shift, a breaker which is supposed to take price back up. However, it got violated. The price had to come down into this last, let's say, the last bearish candle that we have here, which is like the major block, and that was the one that now took price back up. But if you look at that point where you see a pennant, so this was expected. This place there was like a manipulation. You understand? And the institution came in and they pushed price up. So I think when price is coming down, they will defend it again. So if they are not using the fair value gap here to defend it, they might use this one here. So this is like an order block to defend price back up. So if you look very well, what I'm talking about, that was really like a form of a manipulation. If you use your um pennant to draw like something like this, you find out that yeah, should have taken price back up, but they drove price back down so that they would, take people's stop. So there was a sweep of liquidity. So this level is strong. First, there's a sweep and then there's a breakout. So when price is coming back there, it will act as a support. So this area that where price is now is a strong area, but we don't just want to enter a buy from here. We want to see market first give us an entry, then we'll take a buy from that from this place. So they will be expecting a buy actually. So let me see. So the buy can even go as much as clearing this high is possible, right? This high here, the buy can come as much as to clear that high here. But I don't, I won't be, I will just still take the risks. I will take the risks of selling from this, um, fair value gap that market has created. I will take the risks from selling from here as an opportunity to sell. So while we are waiting for a market structure shift in the 5 minutes, waiting for a next day video, my market going above this, so we can take a scalp, a very short buy. Because once we have the buy, right, our stop loss will not be this wide anymore. Once we have a confirmation, our stop loss will just be below the low, the swing low. So we will have something like this, maybe 100 pips stop loss. You understand? Then we'll wait for price to give us maybe 300 pips. You understand? Maybe 300 pips, 200 pips. Right? While we have 100 pips stop loss, that will get into this level. So that is the expectation for the trade, gold trade today. So it's something we'll revisit. We won't be posting anything now. I'm just taking time to see um, that um, that confirmation will show itself before we buy gold. I don't just want to say buy gold, because if we say buy gold here, we might be right because you know market has gotten to this level. Okay, so for instance now, say this is market now. Market made lower low, lower low, lower low, and another lower low. Then if you look at this place here, yeah, there's a fair value gap, but the fair value gap has been mitigated by this one. And also if you look at there's a breaker here. So market could even be using this breaker. So if I must now say let's buy without thinking twice or without having to, I will say okay, the buy limit is at this level here. I'll bring it down here. So this is where I see a clearer opportunity. See this level here, where market at this level. So the buy limit is there, which is also 78.8. So it is a deeper, the deeper discount level. The price can come into this place here before giving us an opportunity to buy. And if you are buying from here, it means that your stop loss, right, is going to be, let me bring this down a bit. Your stop loss is going to be the last bullish candle is this one before this bearish move. Okay, okay, good. So the stop loss is going to be below this swing here, just in case market comes to take a little bit below this swing here. This is like two 2.6 is still low. I like my trade being like 3:1. So this is okay. So this will be okay for us to trade to have this, yeah. But we may not have the time to come back here again. No, some of us are busy, just want to set our stop order. So I think it's best. But the thing about all this thing is that sometimes we may miss the opportunity. The opportunity can happen here because market is already at 618. It can happen here and then we miss it. But if it happens there, we'll quickly change, our idea. So I think it's about to even happen. But market is about to do like a bullish engulfing. But let's allow market to close. We've seen market do bullish engulfing, everything just tend to weak. Later, you just see like a long week like this, and market does not close above it. So let market does or do whatever I want to do. Let it not let it let's not push it to move. Let it move, then follow. All right, so I think that will be basically what we are looking out for so far. I don't know if we have any question yet. Before we go to another asset, maybe oil trade, and the rest of them. Another asset, maybe like oil. So for some of us, we've had this oil trade, running, and I said we should keep the position open. So this is what oil has done for us in the past 1 week. Oil has gone 869 pips. 869 pips means with your 0.1, you would have made about 869 pips from the entry. The other entry we tried to get, we did not cash, we were unable to cash that. Price never got to the level for us. But maybe we will be having another entry today to see if we can. So this is oil update. Let me post it as oil update so far. Crude oil update so far. So market did not come back to that level. So if we must cut another price, another entry, let's see. Since market has already gone far, this was the last low, last major low. First move, second wave. So we expect third one to happen soon enough. So look at this level. So yeah, let's trap um let's catch a buy from here. So there will be most likely a buy opportunity from here. So we can now adjust this one now. So let's see if there will be an opportunity for us to buy from here. That is if this price comes down. it may not come down. So if it comes down, there'll be. But what's currently going on, right? Another thing you want to check is what the guys are saying as results the war. Um, Trump claims Strait of Hormuz is open. We see compensation from Tehran. US President said he will seek compensation from Iran for casualties on the war. Hmm. This is 11th of August. This is the latest update that we have. Trump says the United States will seek compensation. So if that almost is open, so maybe it will strengthen our selling from here. But I want you to know something. I said it the last time. I see this gap here. I see this gap here. Oil will come and close everything. And then most likely we will be selling from here at the end of the day. Oil is going to go up as much as 90 something dollar per barrel. Then we'll be selling from here. So once all that thing is done, we might not be seeing gaps that much again. Then we'll see a market will just maybe price will just cross market, but they will keep pushing price up. So maybe with the current information we have now, this might high price push price down to this level here. So we have a new entry. If market does not come, no wahala, we'll still keep looking for entry. You understand? Just like we got this very first one here. This first one is getting has gotten to TP1, half of this one. So you can close your trade now and be looking for a re-entry. Or you can wait for TP2, which is at this level here. TP2 is at that level there. So this is what we currently have for crude oil buy limits. So we have crude oil buy limits here. Okay, so lastly we'll talk about BTC. All right, guys. So BTC finally has done what we were expecting it to do. So we had the cursor here that wait for close below 6461. So now that market has already closed below 6461, that's opened an opportunity for us to go bearish. So we have opportunities now waiting for us to sell BTC. So we are going to be looking for a confirmation at exactly this level. Because why? Market has broken below successive lows. First low, second low, and a high. So this is a breaker. This is where we should be looking for the sell limit actually. But you may not get there because aside from the breaker you are looking at, you're also looking at a fair value gap. So market will that choose between this and this, although this is much more stronger. So but if that's why if we want to set a sell limit, we'll look at the much more stronger position. And I think it's also okay with a 50% Fibonacci um, retracement. So this is going to be another opportunity for us. Just like how we caught this sell from here. It was a massive sell for us. So this will be another opportunity for us to sell. Uh, let's see. So market should be able to come clear all these lows that we have here. I don't see market waiting because if you see what market has done before, market has done something like one, two, and maybe this is the third leg, right? Third level consolidation. Now form something like a maybe like a pennant. like this, and then also have something like this. So if you go to the daily time frame, you may be looking at what's drawing like this. So you have one, you have two, you have three, and yeah, so we look for a breakout here. And once this breakout happen, the next level you want to target is this uh, other block here that will maybe react to price. So this is BTC trade for you. Let's not miss this opportunity. You know, our trades are usually long term. It goes far, not the one that you'll be taking 5 piece, 10 piece. If you are missing it, you miss it. When you make it really big. That's why you use smaller size so that in case we have to try like maybe two, 3 times before we get the massive trade. It's just like how we've been running Euro USD, GDP USD, we've been running oil trade and we are still in profit. You understand? So um, so that is that. But so this is what we expect for. So this the close as the wait for close below this has happened, right? So we are now looking to that. So the thing about this trading thing is that you have to really be patient sometimes. So we've come to the end of the session. See you guys another day. Bye. So for all the session that we already had today, we started with the news as usual. Would come to the forex factory. We talked about the AUD interest rates, and you know they are leaving it at 4.35, which means it's still kind of maybe strong. And then just a recap for all we spoke about today. And the next thing we had to look at was the strength of dollar today. And we said since dollar is strong, we already envisage the buy opportunity from yesterday, and it's currently still bullish. So we expect a reaction here at the steady base order block here. A break above this would give us a better confidence for us to keep selling. Same also with Euro USD. So this is what we currently have for Euro USD trade. You can see. So for GU2 yesterday, we had this entry last week, and we are buying from here today if market eventually comes down to this level. For oil markets, also the same thing. We had the entry from last week. From last week, we had a buy limit from last week, and it triggered up to this level. So we are looking for a re-entry if market comes down to this level, as we are looking to fill all these gaps. Yeah, all these market gaps here has to be filled, even though the war update is saying Iran Trump claims Strait of Hormuz open, seek Iranian compensation and all that. So we are still looking at what you know um, what will most likely come out of this. But I believe that market will first cover this gap and give us an opportunity to sell from here after those gap has been covered. The war would be most likely have a good report from here, a better report, positive report. And moving forward, we now spoke about gold as well. We spoke about gold. We said, there's an opportunity here. We're looking for if market comes down here into this level. If you check the daily time frame, this is where we expect market to get to. We have this on 1 hour, right? Currently, price could come into this level. We're still looking for a break below this level. So price already gave us something we can work with here. So we might be looking for that opportunity here instead. So buy gold from here down to this level here. So this is a bullish engulfing, more like a confirmation for this 4 hour here. So it shouldn't go far. It should end here, and the price will see price get to this level here. So that is my take for gold this morning. And if you look at lastly BTC has also made has given us the we were waiting for a break of structure in the 4 hour here, wait for price to close below 64.81, 64.681, and it has done that already. So I expect the market will come into this level and then get to this level here. So once price is able to break of this structure, then we have a break of structure, successive structures here, one, two, and price should get into this zone here. We have a breaker here. That's what we are most more particular about. We have a breaker here. You see price, the breaker, the eye, and this looks more like if you look at this level here, let me see very well. Okay, so this looks more like a failure swing. It might be clear on the 4 hour. This looks more like a failure swing, right? So when market made this high, it came down. This couldn't make another high before price went to the downside. So this is the mitigation here. The last candle here is the mitigation. And before price got to this level, let me see, is there any fair value gap or no? So no fair value gap at like the 60. So aside from having a breaker, so price can come to this level here. Price can come to this level here. Usually it's a last bullish candle before the this is more important because the last bullish candle before okay, yeah, so I think price already mitigated it. This is the last bullish candle. Price came down a bit and mitigated it. So this is another block. So this other block formed there will be most likely what price will come and reclaim this level before giving us an opportunity to sell. So I don't know which level this agrees within the 4 hour. So we are still around the breaker anyway. This is the breaker here. The breaker is here and all that. So I think for me, I want to pay more attention to the breaker. Yeah, yeah, I want to pay more attention to the breaker. Yeah. So this is what we are looking out for today. If price is able to give us this opportunity, would also be able to make the most out of this trade. So that is the basically the market structure has shifted. Yeah, and that is all we have for today. Euro USD, GPUSD, DXY, crude oil, BTC, and that will be all for that. So see you next time. You can use the link in the description box to join our group where we post signals and updates concerning the market. What we do here is look for maximize our profits. We look for opportunities that will maximize our profit as much as possible. All right. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.